General Hospital's Laura just doesn't know what to do. Ever since she found Dalton's dead body in her trunk, she's been living in fear of Sidwell framing her for the professor's murder. Laura is so desperate that she's having nightmares about visits from past antagonists. She's so desperate that she's turned to Sunny. The Laura we are watching in 2025 is not the Laura fans fell in love with in the early 1980s. This Laura needs to channel that Laura, stat. Remember when GH was the #1 soap opera in the country? Remember when Luke, Anthony Gary, and Laura, Jeannie Francis, whose co-star had high praise, were the most watched daytime super couple ever? Remember how the adventure that put them on the pop culture map was Luke and Laura going on the run to bring down the Port Charles mob because they thought mobsters were bad? We remember, which is why we're confused that when confronted with a dead body in her trunk, Laura turned to Sunny, a mobster. One summer later, Luke and Laura had bigger problems than some puny local mob boss. They went up against the Casadanes, an international crime family. To fight a machine destined to freeze the world and solve global warming, thanks for nothing, WSB, Laura had no problem swinging a machine gun over her shoulder, Patty Hearst style, and threatening to shoot anyone who stood in her way. This was Laura the badass. Man trouble. We know that life with husband Kevin has been good for Laura, but considering the trouble she's in now, she doesn't so much need Kevin as his deranged twin brother, Ryan, or even better, Luke. Then this blackmail nonsense would be solved. For instance, does Laura realize that without a body, there is very little Sidwell, Carlo Rota, can do to her? Even her DNA on the gun is pointless if you can't prove that it shot someone. If Laura had better guidance than Sunny, she'd realize that and move on. The Laura of the 1980s would have already handled this problem.